Yo, what's good, y'all? Back with another one. Finally, I get to make this fucking video. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I've been waiting to make this video for a long ass time. But here's my prediction on Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrance Bud Crawford. And like I've been saying, these are the two best fighters on planet Earth. I've been saying it for years. But, I guess nobody wanted to listen. But now they're gonna fucking know. And no, it's not no way in the way, even though I gave him his credit for beating Stephen Fulton, but he's not, no, stop it. But anyway, in my opinion, what this fight is going to come down to with Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford is that who imposes their will first. Because, yes, Terrance Crawford has the speed advantage over Errol Spence, and he's a tad bit more athletic. But Errol Spence is actually the more fundamentally sound fighter. Like, he's the more disciplined fighter. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So that's why who imposes their will first is going to win this fight. Terrance Crawford is a notorious slow starter to fights. That's usually his MO because he usually downloads information to see what the fighter does, to see how he's going to move, and then he goes on the attack around rounds 3, 4, and 5. That's when he usually starts attacking after he finds out what the fighter's doing. But in my opinion, I think he has to switch that a little bit this time around, because I think he has to start a little bit faster, because Errol Spence normally comes out guns blazing in the first 3, 4 rounds, and then he makes adjustments in the middle of the fight. You feel what I'm saying? Before he goes and attacks from different angles, whether it's to the body or to the head. But like I said, Terrance Crawford to win this fight, he's gotta show up early and often. In my opinion, he's got to take the fight to Spence. He's got to make Errol Spence respect his power. He's got to make him feel where he's coming from. So that's my breakdown of how I think Terrance Crawford can win. And as far as Errol Spence is concerned, Errol Spence has to make Crawford feel his presence early and often, right from the get-go, because Errol Spence is normally a fast starter, and then he'll pace himself in the middle of the fight, and then he speeds up the process after he gets a feel for after the adjustments the other fighter makes. So that's what Errol Spence normally does. But Errol Spence body work, in my opinion, Errol Spence is the best body puncher in boxing, and he has the best jab in boxing. The X factor in this fight is how Terrance Crawford defends Errol Spence's jab, because the one hole in Terrance Crawford's defense that I've always seen is that he normally has struggled against jabs from southpaws. So that's the key to this fight. If he defends Errol Spence's jab well, then we got an evenly match fight. Then it's about whose will takes over. But man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I've always had this fight 50-50 for the longest. But right now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm 55-45 in one direction now as far as today. And the person I'm going to pick to win this fight, I think I'm going to pick Errol Spence Jr. to win this fight over Terrance Crawford, because I think the main reason I'm picking Errol Spence, and I know it's going to upset a few Bud fans because, I'm cool with a lot of them, and they know how I feel about Bud. They know I like him, but the reason I'm picking Errol Spence, I think Errol Spence's work rate is going to outlast Bud, because as great as Crawford is, and he is a sharpshooting puncher, so he's a sharpshooting ass puncher, but I just don't think he has the work rate to outpoint Errol Spence Jr., because Errol Spence throws about 70 to 75 punches a round. Terrance Crawford throws about 30 to 35. That's literally a 2-to-1 ratio. And in my opinion, that's going to make a huge difference in this fight. So unless Terrance Crawford gets his work rate up, he might have to knock Errol Spence out to win this fight, because I don't think he's going to be able to outpoint him because of the work rate. So in my opinion, like I said, I got Errol Spence Jr. winning this fight, probably going to. I think it's going the distance. I got it going to decision. I got Errol Spence Jr. winning 8 rounds to 4. That's how I got it, because or even 7 rounds to 5, because I think Errol will start fast. Then I think Bud will have his moments. I think he's going to have a lot of big moments. But then I think Earl's going to settle it down and take over the fight around rounds 9 to 12, because Errol Spence gets stronger as the fight goes on, and that's his MO. So like I said, I got Errol Spence Jr. beating Terrance Crawford by decision, 8 rounds to 4. I think it's gonna be a majority decision. But don't get mad at me, y'all. But y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.